And anyone on sign, they wanna be outshined. So I guess it's just me, myself, and all these empty lines. I never knew that being nice would get you penalized. Once you blowing up, they wanna know your penis size. Hoes all staring, saying you got dreamy eyes. And if you ain't fake, they wanna see you demonized. If they be dropping gems, then this flow is El Dorado. A midnight marauder, young desperado with a bravado. That's a hard act to follow. Make your favorite rapper look like amateurs at the Apollo. Yo, and that's a hard pill to swallow. Me and my vato steady painting pictures like Picasso. Feds trying to clock us like Pablo and Gustavo. Go and tell, straight to the Gestapo. Hola muchacho, yo hablo español. El hombre blanco es el diablo. Now I'm going over heads like a poncho. Trying to stack chips with more cheese than some nachos. Why you acting macho? Your whole clique is gato. They ain't want beef, but I'll feel it like a taco. Yo, don't get it twisted like a rasta. Don't be bringing none of that bullshit into mi casa. You ain't seen this much crack since the Contras. Belly of the beast, we all live inside a monster. That's why I be thanking God I'm alive. Tapping into different vibes, penning more than a scribe. Every verse an open letter sent to all the tribes. Lost in the ghetto, steady struggling to survive. Yo, the things I seen with a pair of eyes got me out here living in this life desensitized. Part of the reason that I'm hardly if ever surprised. I've heard the screams of brothers and seen mothers that cried. Seen a soul leave a body right before he died. 23 years old, gunned down before his prime. While your favorite rapper only talking dollar signs. But when our people in trouble, they quiet as a mime. Every day is the struggle, I speak it through these lines. That's how I know they can't relate, I speak their daily lives. I'm representing for my nation or the lost tribes. All my people that been locked up ain't see 25. Cause being born a minority was their first crime. They serve and protect, choking your neck, sever your spine. They murder one of us, no guilty verdict when they tried. They wonder why they get no respect and we call them swine. Live in a time where you lose your life and become a vine. Friends turn to t-shirts, corners turn to shrines. And if our leader ain't a Pharisee, then he's a scribe. Cause he ain't coming out unless he thinks he can scrape a dime. Get his name in the paper, face in the lime. The world's black and white and you better pick a side. If I wasn't strong enough, then I would break inside. But I found the truth right before I lost my mind. Sorry mama, I promised it wouldn't change me, but I would've went insane had I remained the same me. And I know you feel the same way if they slay me. So when I say the white man is the devil, don't blame me. I'm not here to make friends, kiss babies, shake hands, fuck politics. Yo, what's affecting all the college kids? I mean, why did the students shoot up the colleges? Newborns found in shopping bags and garbages. All these problems that nobody acknowledges. Promise you one thing, you gonna acknowledge this. You know what I mean? Like that.
Woo! Spider, sex, yeah, 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 yeah. The price I want for a show, you gon' need 3 promoters. I got the body from Jim Ellis, but I had switched the motor. I got these badass bitch riding around this bitch, they all the coders. Yeah, I just told her make a story. Yeah, I just bought all the Trojans. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I told her style my mix. Yeah. I told her stop telling everything she seen and told her meet me at the Ritz. Let's go. I got baguettes in the back of my ring and I went in trying to hit. I told her she gotta run through the team before she can talk to the lit. Before she can talk to the lamb chop. I just pulled up in some food. I told her mama tie all my shoes. Showed her 2 million cash, now she woozing. 20 watches and I'm still snoozing. I had came up out the trenches, then I had beat a few bodies like Boosie. She said you Merkle, I show you my coochie. I had to sing to this bitch like Latusi. Yeah, 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 yeah. Let's go. Bitch got a backwood on her nightstand. She must be fucking with Ghana. Yeah, yeah. I fuck with slacks and we gonna eat rats and I came with some fucking piranhas. Yeah. All the bitch Scotty I got in my way, need somebody grow me a tree. Came out the hood in my truck, got a hood knife, crack out the car with no keys. Beat it, she for the street knee. Only one she got hit at the street knee. I feel a little rich this week. Influence my family to not be cheap. I told her FN on me. Carney, she needs just a Glocky key. Do rollin' 60, locked in seats. Me rollin' that coupe with a bucket seat. Got it up mud like a football clique. I use a drop out of that photo G. Call her the plug and he know what I need. Stay underneath so we hardly speak. yeah. I'm in New York counting money, yeah. Ain't the same man, but I'm stunning, yeah. One of these boys wanna love me, yeah. Now wifey didn't know love be yeah. Yeah, woo, yeah, 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 yeah. Let's go. Bitch had an X stain on her jeans. I know she fucking with others. Yeah, yeah. I fuck with slacks and we call it E-Rex, and I came with some fucking piranhas. Yeah.
You're playing music on your phone, catching up on all the latest tunes. Then, duty calls and your boss messages you. Can you get me those numbers ASAP? Work can't wait, but neither should your music. Plus, you'll find those numbers faster with some tunes to help you focus. YouTube Music Premium lets you play music in the background, even while you use other apps. Upgrade online or in the new YouTube Music app.
Let it go. It's crazy game. Face shots to the face, don't trip on your legs. Mafia. Burn away our carbon beam, knock your legs off. Try to get away from me. Had to stand off. Hit him in the spine. Knock your dread.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Damn right, I'm a UPK nigga. Straight out of 1 West, no contest. We the best to the niggas that's living, trying to contend with the stress. Going through the test, no access, cause you oppressed slaves. Niggas is dying off in wait.
Shalom, Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shabrak Athad, all the brothers. Shalom, Yahweh Shamar Athad Hashem Yahweh Shad, all the sisters. We're the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, started out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander General Yohana. And what we teach is that blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are the lost 12 tribes of the nation of Israel. According to the Bible, according to history, according to archaeology, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are the 12 tribes of Israel. You understand? We've been teaching this truth since 1969. You understand? A lot of different people, like a general oftentimes brings out, you know, people like Farrakhan and the Nation of Islam. They was never teaching that we was Israelites until they heard the Hebrews from 1 West speaking on the corners right across from their little, what they call it, a mosque, right across from their mosque. You understand? We were the first people to hit the streets in the world teaching that blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians were God's chosen people. You understand? We were the only, you know what I mean? We were the first to teach a lot of things. You understand? I remember the general brought out about the braids, how brothers wearing braids and cornrows. He said, because remember back in the day, brothers wasn't wearing braids. They was wearing afros. During the 70s, it was all about the afros. You know, in the 60s and the 50s, everybody was putting that perm in their hair.
Slick back.
You know what I mean? Them slick back, pimp name slick backs. You understand? So, you know, there was never a time in history where people was even wearing the cornrows until brothers picked up that Bible. You understand? And they started going out in the street and they was starting to read the scriptures and understand the scriptures where it was breaking down about the locks in the Bible. You understand? The way the locks are described in the Bible. You understand? A lot of people today thinking it's talking about dreadlocks, but that's not correct. A lock can be unlocked.
Right.
You understand? So the thing is that when you take the bundles of hair and you weave them together, it forms what you call a lock. And when in any type of woven hair, what is another word for woven hair? A bun? No, a braid.
Oh,
You understand? A braid or a plait. You understand? Those are locks according to the Bible. You understand? And I brought that out because, you know, even in the world, you understand, brothers didn't even, you know, after that whole Afro thing, the brothers was wearing the Afros out there. All of a sudden, soon after that, everybody started getting the high top fades and the boxes, the Gumby boxes and the Bobby Brown boxes and all that, wearing the Jerry curl and things like that. And then it wasn't until like the 90s where you started seeing it being more prevalent, brothers wearing the braids. They learned about the braids by seeing the Hebrews, because the Hebrews are the ones who were rocking the braids. You understand? We the ones that made that popular in the earth. You understand? But today we're gonna go into you know, some laws, and we're gonna talk about you know, what I'll do is I'll do an extensive class on dreadlocks, you understand, at a later time. Today, you know, we're gonna talk about, you know what I mean, talk about another law that's just as important as any other law. You understand? And that's to pay your tithes. You understand? 10% of all your earnings are to go to the priests and prophets of the Lord. You understand? A tenth. You understand? A lot of people believe that you shouldn't have to pay tithes. You understand? A lot of people they look at us in one breath and ridicule us for saying that we are to keep the laws of the Bible, and then we'll sit there and say that the law is done away with, but then turn around and go to their Christian church, and the same pastor that tells them that the laws are done away with will tell them to pay tithes. You understand? How can you sit there and in one breath say that the law is done away with, and then turn right around and say that you got to pay tithes? You understand? The Christian church is the most disgusting place on this earth, man. They pervert the words of the Lord. They pervert the Bible, and the only thing the Christian church does is teach blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians how to be good slaves. You understand? So here's what we're gonna do. You understand? We having some technical difficulties. Bear with me just a moment, okay? So like. right, shalom. Yahweh Shem, Shabbat Shalak, yeah, about that. All right, let me know when you're ready up. All right, we're gonna start in. Give me Deuteronomy 7:6. Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 6.
God, this is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7, verse 6. For thou art an holy people.
For thou art a what?
For thou art a holy people.
You understand? The Bible is talking to blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. You understand? The Bible says that you are a holy people. You understand? The word holy means set apart. You understand? Separate. We are not the same. You know how Lil Wayne got that song where he say, we are not the same, I am a Martian. Well, listen, we are not the same as every other nation. You understand? We are not the same as the white man, as the Arab man, as the Chinese man, as the African man, as the East Indian man. We're not the same. Now they all might be the same. You understand? Like each one of them is even different. You understand? Have different nations, different cultures. You understand? But us, however, we are a holy people, set apart from every other nation on the earth.
Right.
You understand? Read on.
For thou art a holy people unto the Most High thy God. The Most High thy God hath chosen thee.
He is what?
He hath chosen thee.
Nah, he got by default.
He hath chosen thee.
He chose the white man.
He hath chosen thee.
He chose the Jewish, the so-called Jewish man.
He hath chosen thee.
You understand? The Lord has chose you. Out of every ghetto in America, every reservation in America, and every barrio in North, Central, and South America, the Lord chose you. You understand? He didn't choose that so-called Jewish man over there in the land of Israel blowing up Palestinians right now.
Right.
You understand? That's not who the Lord chose. You understand? I mean, you can look at their food and tell the Lord ain't choose them. Right. You understand? Who want to eat in their heaven? Not me. I stay right over here in hell while I do that. You understand? But the Lord chose blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. You understand? He didn't choose no other nation. Read on.
Unto himself. It's like the Most High thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
So he chose us to be a special people.
Right.
A peculiar people. You understand? Over all the nations that are on the face of the earth. You understand? He chose us. So he looked at every nation on the earth, and out of every nation, he chose blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. You understand? We are his children. You understand? Give me Deuteronomy 28 and 1. Okay. Matter of fact, give me 27 and 1.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 27.
No, Salakia, 28 and 1. Salakia.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 1. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Most High thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments.
To do some of the commandments.
To do all his commandments.
To do one of the commandments.
To do all his commandments.
To do half the the 10, just the 10 commandments.
To do all his commandments.
You understand? To do all his commandments. Read on.
Which I command thee this day.
Go ahead.
That the Most High thy God will set thee on high above all nations on the earth.
You understand? So here's what you can add to your memory bank while you're wondering, what's the importance of me even keeping the law, statutes, and commandments?
Right.
You understand? What's the purpose? You understand? The purpose is that by keeping those laws as a nation, the Lord is going to give us dominion over the entire earth. You understand? See, that is one major way that we are different from our oppressor. You understand? Our oppressor, in order for him to rule the earth, he has to rule it with a sword. He has to kill and conquer and lie and deceive in order to conquer the globe. You understand? But blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, all we have to do is keep the law, statutes, and commandments that God gave us. You understand? That's all we have to do to rule the entire globe. You know how in the black community, you know, a lot of people like to say, they'll see another black man, but like, what up, king?
Right.
You know what I mean? Or even what they call the nation of gods and earth. They say, peace, God. You understand? They call each other gods and call each other kings. You understand? But they're not willing to do the thing that will make them a god and a king on this earth for real. You understand? We call ourselves gods and kings. Meanwhile, we are slaves. You understand? And so it's almost like a fantasy, like ruling something is a fantasy in the black community. But in the black, Hispanic, and Native community, if we was to turn back to the Most High and keep the law, statutes, and commandments, then that fantasy will be a reality. It'll be a reality that the black man will be the most dominant figure on the planet.
Right.
You understand? As opposed to the Caucasian man. You understand? The black man will have complete rulership over earth, wind, fire, land, and sea, over all the entire globe. You understand? It will all be under the rulership of blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, if we keep the Most High's laws, statutes, and commandments. Now, drop down to verse 15, Baba Kasha.
Come on, the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Most High thy God.
So if we choose not to keep the laws, like say if you listen to this class and you just decide to yourself, nah, I'm gonna keep smoking this weed. You understand? I'm gonna keep popping these hoes. You understand? I'm gonna keep sleeping with white women. I'm gonna keep selling drugs. I'm gonna stay loyal to my sect, to my gang, to the streets. You understand? I'm gonna keep eating pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster. You understand? Read on.
To do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day.
Go ahead.
That all these curses.
All these what?
All these curses.
All these what?
All these curses.
But I thought it's for God so loved the world.
All these curses.
You understand? But I thought Jesus was his only begotten son and loved everybody and came to do away with sin.
All these curses.
You understand? All these curses, go ahead,
should come upon thee and overtake thee.
You understand? It says all these curses will overcome thee and overtake thee. You understand? And give me verse 68, Baba Kasha. You understand? So in the Bible it says that if we keep the law, statutes, and commandments as a nation, then we would rule the entire earth. You understand? Because by keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, we take on our own spirit, our own culture, and we naturally come together and build our own nation, prefer our own over someone else. Right now, we are living in a nation, and we prefer the other nations more than we prefer each other. You understand? Like a bond. We here in South Carolina, in Greenville, it's like, think about how prevalent it is that a black man prefers a white woman in Greenville. Right. You understand? It's almost considered wrong to be a black man and prefer a black woman. You understand? I actually got called racist. You understand? Brother seen me out with a sister having drinks. He said, "Man, you racist." This devil said, "You racist SOB." You understand? You can't get you a good old white woman. Damn. I'm like, I couldn't believe it. I was like, you damn right. That's all I could say back to him. I was like, you damn right. You understand? Read on. Anything else on that? Oh, give me 2868.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 68. And the Most High shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
You understand? The Lord said he was going to bring us into Egypt again for breaking his commandments. You understand? Give me 1 second. All right, so go ahead and read on.
Kind one kind. And the Most High shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
You understand? Give me Exodus 20 and 2, Baba Kashaf.
Kind one kind. Sheesh. Good night.
What's going on now?
I just read that message.
Oh, yeah.
It's like Exodus. Okay, sorry. The book of Exodus, chapter 20, verse 2. I am the Most High thy God, which I brought thee out of the land of Egypt.
You understand? This is the Most High talking. He said he brought us out of the land of Egypt. You understand? Now, here's the thing. Back then, Egypt wasn't called Egypt. It was called Matazarium or Mitzrayim, if you read it in the English. You understand? It was named after a man. It wasn't ever called Egypt.
Right.
Egypt is a Greek word. You understand? So read that. So we're going to find out what Egypt is. Read that scripture again from the top.
The book of Exodus, chapter 20, verse 2.
You understand? Tell me what it means when the Bible says into Egypt. You understand? Read on.
I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage.
Out of the what?
Out of the house of bondage.
So what is Egypt?
The house of bondage.
So the word Egypt means the house of bondage. Now go back to 28:68, Baba Kashaf.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 68. And the Most High shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
You understand? So it says, and the Lord will bring you into bondage again with ships. You understand? We're going to hold that for just a second. And I'm going to ask you, you understand? When in history, what nation of people as a whole throughout all of history went into bondage in ships? You understand? Was it the white man, the bond? Did the white man, did it happen to the white man?
Sir.
What about the Chinese man?
Sir.
It had to have been the Arab man, the bond.
Sir.
Not even the African man?
Sir.
What about the East Indian man?
Sir.
But it did happen to blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians.
Damn right.
You understand? That's what the transatlantic slave trade was all about. They was taking slaves from America and South America back to Europe, and they was taking slaves from Europe and West Africa over here to America. You understand? They were taking the 12 tribes of Israel, they scattered us all around the globe. You understand? Read on.
By the way, wherefore I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again.
Now, read that again.
By the way, wherefore I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again.
Now, let me ask you a question. Let me add to that first question. Out of the nations that went into slavery on ships, you understand? Which ones has never been back home?
Right.
You understand? Which ones have never seen their homeland? You understand? It ain't but so many people that fit that prophecy. Did the so-called Israeli, the so-called Jewish man, you understand? He didn't go into slavery on ships. You understand? Not only that, but he's sitting in what he claims to be his homeland today. You understand? When the Bible says the children of Israel wasn't going to see it again. You understand? Read on.
Count on one con. Thou shalt see it no more again, and there ye shall be sold unto your enemies.
And it says, and there ye shall be sold unto your enemies. Go ahead.
Count on one con. For bondman and bondwoman.
Now that's heavy, because it didn't say you was gonna be sold to your neighbors. You understand? It didn't say you was gonna be sold to your brothers. You understand? To your uncles and cousins and them. It didn't say that. It said you was gonna be sold to your enemies. You understand? That's heavy, because think about how we were treated ever since we showed up in America. You understand? Since we showed up in America, we have been treated like citizens. Like, you know how people talk about, when people get wrongfully done by the police, one of the first things they like to say is, I am an American citizen.
Right.
I have constitutional rights. You understand? Well, guess what? Black people, we was not treated like citizens. We was treated the same way the Nazis treated the Jews in the concentration camp. In fact, I think we were treated worse than them. Matter of fact, we were treated worse than them.
Yeah, right.
You understand? We were treated worse than them. You understand? How do I say we were treated worse? Because they claimed that 6 million Jews died in the Holocaust. You understand? I'm not here to confirm or deny whether or not all that happened. But only thing I can say is, if 6 million Jews died in the Holocaust and they got a whole country out to deal, well, hell, hundreds of millions of black people died in the transatlantic Holocaust.
Damn right.
You understand? And we ain't got so much as a welfare check. You understand? Read on.
Count on one con. Thou shalt see it no more again, and there ye should be sold unto your enemies for bondman and bondwoman.
You understand? We used to hold camp down in Charleston. And when we held camp down in Charleston, you understand, I used to bring this scripture out all the time, because we spoke right across from an old slave market. You understand? That old slave market that we taught in front of, right at the end of that market, you would see a full-fledged auction block. They say it was one of the biggest auction blocks in the world, I think is what they said. You understand? Where slaves were sold out of. And I saw it. It looked crazy. It was a big, you had stairs that go up on one side, and that's where they would have the black man, stairs that go down on the other side. The whole market, when you go inside the market, the slaves would go in one end and be sold at the other end. And all throughout that market, you know how today they do like the NFL combine? Right. They measure how long his arms are, how tall he is, how much he weighs, how strong he is. You understand? How they look at his teeth and all of that. See how healthy he is. And then at the end, once they see how healthy it is, then they have a draft for him at the end of the auction block. You understand? So what you see happening in the NFL combine and happening in the NBA draft, you understand? All of those things is just straight out of slavery. You understand? A lot of people like to talk about a lot of big things going on right now, of course, is the NBA finals. You understand? And so one of the things that's been a big topic amongst the sportscasters is talking about LeBron James and a comment he made months ago. I remember, I think it was like after the finals, correct me if I'm wrong, Bond, but after the finals, they only had like about, 8 weeks off or something like that. Right. And then they had to start the season right back up after everybody just went hard in the finals, in the playoffs. They just had the playoffs, and then 8 weeks later, they started the season back up. Not only did they start the season back up, but they shortened the time span that it was going to take to get all the games in. So instead of playing like maybe 2 games a week, they was playing like maybe 4 or 5 games a week. You understand? And so LeBron was saying that, we need more time. If we rush the season, then you're going to start seeing a whole bunch of players get injured. Right. You understand? And then everybody's talking about, oh, shut up, LeBron. Shut up and dribble. You know how the narrative is whenever a black man say something. You understand? But then they started up the season anyway. And guess where LeBron was at? Right out there on the court. And guess what happened to LeBron? He got injured. And guess what happened to Kevin Durant? He got in. No, Kevin Durant didn't get injured. Excuse me. Guess what happened to Kyrie Irving? Got injured. James Harden got injured. Kawhi Leonard got injured. Trae Young got injured. Chris Paul got injured. Giannis Antetokounmpo got injured. You understand? And so the only thing that means is, and then the whole narrative is just around, well, shut up and play ball.
Right.
You understand? But then they'll say in the same breath, but he was right, though, because a lot of players did get injured. You understand? You know what all that means? Is that even with all the millions of dollars out, you are still a bondman and bondwoman that was sold unto your enemy.
Right.
Even with all those millions of dollars, you are still a slave that was sold to your enemy. Because only your enemy, your brother would consider everything that you're saying. They did just play a whole playoff in the finals, and here we are trying to shove them back in the courts. You understand? LeBron do got a point. The brothers have been working hard and da-da-da-da. Maybe we should take more of a break. You understand? Your brother or your friend would have considered that. But your enemy did not consider that.
Damn right.
Your enemy cared about nothing but what he put in his stomach. He cared nothing about you. You can go out there on that court and die. Break your neck and die for all he cares. You just go out there and you put on that purple and gold and you make sure that you bring back that money.
Good night.
You understand? And all the opinions in the world LeBron had, LeBron was still out there. You understand? Still ended up injured, getting embarrassed first round in the playoffs. You understand? That's because at the end of the day, even though those brothers is making those millions of dollars, they still slaves in America. You understand? Because if you think about it, even look back at the Roman days when you had the gladiators in the arenas. You understand? The average slave, you understand, that cleaned the toilets and cleaned up the blood. You understand? He didn't get no extra accolades. He got to survive another day. That's what he got. You understand? But the gladiators, when they would go out and have victory, they slave owners would treat them to women, liquor, wine, food, all type of stuff. You understand? So in that day, that's a comparison of them having millions of dollars. You understand? Because they getting all the women they want, all the liquor they want. Meanwhile, this slave, he's sneaking in a sip out of his master's cup.
Right.
You understand? He's sneaking a bite off his master plate just to even have a glimpse of a better life. And he better not get caught. You understand? He get caught, they just gonna throw him in the gladiator pit. Ain't fought a day in his life where he fighting a day. You understand? So, you know what I mean? So these even the NBA players, you understand, ain't what's the word I'm looking for? Immune to this curse. You understand? So, I want you to go to the book of Malachi, chapter 3, verse 8, Baba Kashar.
Come.
Come on, Malachi 3 and 8.
The book of Malachi, chapter 3, verse 8. Will a man rob the Most High?
Will a man rob the Most High? How can you rob the Most High? You understand? How can you rob the Most High? You understand? Read on.
God. Yet ye have robbed me.
You understand? He said, ye have robbed me. But read on.
But ye say, wherein have we robbed thee?
You understand? They asked the same question. Say, how we rob you? How we rob the Most High? You understand? How we robbing God? Read on.
God. In tithes and offerings.
In what?
In tithes and offerings.
Nah, tithe, you ain't supposed to pay no tithes.
In tithes and offerings.
Nah, what tithes is corn and carrots.
In tithes and offerings.
You understand? Tithes and offering. Tithes means it's marashara, means tenth in the Hebrew.
Right.
You understand? How can you give up a tenth of a shuck of corn? You understand? You give up a tenth of your earnings, 10%. If you got $10, you give up $1. You got $100, you give up $10. You understand? You just do the math. You understand? Read on.
Verse 9. Ye are cursed with a curse.
You understand? It says ye are cursed with a curse. You understand? We say it every day in class. You understand? Bring evils and curses and punishment and destruction to the, you know what I mean? Shake up the pockets, shake loose the pockets of the rich of Israel. You understand? Shake loose the pockets. You understand? Pay your tithes. If you rich, if you an NBA player, NFL player, you a bank owner, you a rich man, you get real estate mogul, man, pay your tithes, man.
Damn right.
If you a Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian, you a rich man, pay your tithes to the ISUPK, man. You understand? We trying to build up a kingdom that ain't gonna fall. You understand? We're gonna build up this kingdom under the Most High in Christ. So the best thing you could do is pay your tithes. Even if you don't want to come into the truth, you don't want to stand on the corner with the brothers. You understand? You scared of losing your slavery. You understand? You scared of losing your rib. You understand? Pay your tithes. You understand? Help us push this truth forth. You understand? Because brothers working day in and day out. You understand? And some brothers don't even have a place to stay at night.
Right.
You understand? It's brothers working day in, day out, don't have a car to drive. You understand? Pay your tithes. You understand? If you don't want to do it, then give us the money to do it. You understand? Read on.
For ye have robbed me, even this whole nation.
You understand? Even this whole nation. You ain't just robbing the Most High. You're robbing yourself. You're robbing your children. You understand? Because guess what? You don't want to pay your tithes. You understand? It might be your children that end up on the news one day getting gunned down by a cop. You understand? Instead of helping to do everything you can to build a kingdom where no black child is ever going to come to the harm of no other human being. You understand? To the safest kingdom in the world for Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, and that's going to be the kingdom of heaven.
Damn right.
You understand? Where all the nations that at this moment, all the nations seek to do you harm. You understand? You pay your tithes and help build this kingdom, then we gonna have a nation of our own, and all the other nations is gonna pay tithes to us. You understand? We gonna be the richest and most powerful and wisest nation on the earth. You understand? Read on.
Verse 10.
Shalakia. Yeah, go ahead.
Bring ye all the tithes into the storehouse.
You understand? Bring ye all the tithes. You understand? Bring your tithes, man. You understand? People out here thinking that they don't take, you ain't got to pay no tithes. Come on, man. That's ridiculous. You understand? Because guess what? Gas ain't free.
Damn right.
You understand? The lease on this school ain't free. You understand? We ain't getting no handout from the government. You understand? The scriptures call us to be a separate people. You understand? We are here to teach Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. We're not here to teach the whole world. You understand? But we so quick to throw money at somebody that's just gonna say hashkala, bashkala, God love everybody. Just throwing money at the Christian church. You understand? And you know what your Christian pastor do with the money? Buy his wife a Lamborghini for keeping a secret about him molesting your daughter. You understand? Like the pastor John Gray did. You understand? Go ahead, Op.
And Salaga, sir, with that pastor John Gray, he's about to open up a church in Atlanta, and I wonder why.
Ooh-wee. Same reason Eddie Long opened up a church in Atlanta.
Salaga, sir.
Go ahead, Op.
Not to sound so disgusting, but they give it a phrase, they call it BB, boy booty.
That's disgusting. You understand? Listen, man, the Christian church is the house of Satan. You understand? And people throwing millions of dollars at it. You understand? Let me ask you a question. Think about this. What has your millions of dollars done for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians? What has it done? You understand? Where has that money gone to? You understand? Read on.
Kind of one gun. That there may be meat in my house.
You understand that there may be meat in my house. You understand? Guess what? Because you don't pay tithes and offerings, you understand? Then guess what? Then the Lord's house is going to lack. You understand? And guess what? The Lord's house is supposed to feed the poor. You understand? Them crackheads that you be seeing on the corner that you don't give a damn about, guess what? It's the ISUPK job to be out there.
Damn right.
You understand? Guess what? Because you're not paying tithes and offerings, we can't reach our fullest potential to be able to get out there and do it. You understand? Guess what? You don't want to fix them a plate? All right, no sweat. They can always come to the UPK, man.
Damn
We
right.
got food program, clothing program, prison program, drug program. You understand? And it take money to operate these things. You understand? Read on.
Kind of one con. That they may be meat in my house. Improve me now herewith, saith the Most High of hosts. If I would not open you the windows of heaven and pour you out a blessing, that there should not be room enough to receive it.
You understand? That's heavy right there. You understand? That's heavy. Because, a lot of Christians is waiting on their blessing. I tell you, sometimes, man, listen, man, I don't even get on Facebook no more. You understand? I done added too many people in the world. I might have to delete my page and just start another one. Because I'll scroll down and see some people just post the dumbest stuff in the world. And they'll be like, waiting on my blessing. And then I just know they just not paying tithes.
Right.
They ain't watching class. They ain't coming in class, but they waiting on their blessing. You understand? That's the crazy thing about Christianity. Christianity teaches you to be so disgusting and think that God just gonna bless you out of nowhere, like God is a sugar daddy. That's how they treat the Most High. They treat the Most High like he a sugar daddy. Go ahead,
So like say, you always hear Christian women say, God is the only man I need in my life.
Good night. You understand? Meanwhile, she got 1,000 men in her life. You understand? Got 20 of them. You understand? Got a whole inbox full of them on Instagram. You understand? Read on that.
Kind of one con.
Or was that the end of it?
Yeah, that was it on that, sir.
All right, Most High in Christ. All right, I want you to drop that. And I want you to go to the book of Genesis, Barakashah.
Kind of one con, sir.
Matter of fact, go to Numbers 18 and 20.
The book of Numbers, chapter 18, verse 20. And the Most High spake unto Aaron, thou shalt have no inheritance in their land, neither should thou have any part among them.
So what this is talking about is the children of the Levites. You understand? This is talking about the Levites. So the Levites, prior to Yahushua coming, they were the priests, set up by the Most High in the nation of Israel. So that whole tribe was a priest. You understand? Was the priesthood. Read on.
Kind of one kind. Neither should thou have any part among them.
So what that meant was that the Levites didn't have an inheritance in the land. You understand? They didn't have a land called Levi. You understand? They didn't have a portion of the land. They were selected to be the priests, to be the priesthood. You understand? Read on.
Kind of one kind. I am thy part and thy inheritance among the children of Israel.
Go ahead.
Verse 21. And behold, I have given the children of Levi all the tenth in Israel for an inheritance.
So all the tithes of Israel was handed over to the priesthood of Israel. Read on.
Kind of what kind? for their service which they serve, even the service of the tabernacle of the congregation.
So that is what that tithe money is, the inheritance of the priesthood. You understand? That's the Lord's house. You understand? And here's the thing. Now you got some brothers that'll say, well, y'all brothers ain't Levites. We'll pay it to the Levites. But here's the thing. We don't even have it established. You understand? It ain't even established. And Yahweh Shai established a new order on the earth. You understand? Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Give me go to the book of Hebrews. Hold on. Give me the book of Hebrews chapter 7 verse 11.
Chapter 6, verse 11, sir.
7 verse 11.
The book of Hebrews, chapter 7, verse 11. If therefore perfection were by the Levitical priesthood, for under it the people received the law, what further need was there that another priest should rise after the order of Melchizedek, and not be called after the order of Aaron?
Hold on, Salakia. That's the wrong scripture, Salakia. All right, give me Hebrews 5 and 6. Salakia.
The book of Hebrews, chapter 5, verse 6. As he said also in another place, there are a priest forever after the order of Melchizedek.
After what?
After the order of Melchizedek.
Read on.
Verse 7. Who in the days of his flesh, when he had offered up prayers and supplication without strong crying and tears unto him that was able to save him from death, and was heard that he feared.
Read on.
Verse 8. Though he were a son, yet learned he obedience by the things which he suffered. And being made perfect, he had became the author of eternal salvation until all them that obeyed him.
You understand? So what this is talking about is this is a priesthood that predates the Levitical priesthood. Go ahead, Op. Yeah, come on.
Verse 10. Called of the Most High and high priest after the order of Melchizedek.
You understand? So that is the order of Melchizedek. You understand? Melchizedek was a priesthood that predated the Levitical priesthood.
Right.
You understand? So Yahushua, you understand, became a priest after that order. You understand? And guess what? Here's another one for you. You understand? Hold on. Give me 1 second. 1 second. Give me Revelations 1 and 6, Baba Shah. Matter of fact, 5 and 10. Give me Revelation 5 and 10.
The book of Revelation, chapter 5, verse 10. And has made us unto the Most High. It's like, and has made unto us. It's like, and has made us unto our God, kings and priests.
Kings and what?
Kings and priests.
So, go ahead.
And we shall reign on earth.
So the Lord said he made us a nation of kings and priests. You understand? So we're a nation of kings and priests. You understand? Now I want you to drop that, and I want you to go back to Salakia. Hold on 1 second. I want you to go back to Genesis and go to chapter 14. I'm going to go to chapter 14. Start at verse 18.
The book of Genesis, chapter 14, verse 18. And Melchizedek, king of Salem, brought forth bread and wine, and he was the priest of the Most High. Verse 19.
So let me ask you a question. Was Melchizedek a Levite? Melchizedek was not a Levite. You understand? How do we know that he was not a Levite? What's a simple answer? Go ahead, Up.
It's like, so the Levites weren't even around then.
Weren't even around. You understand? Melchizedek was dealing with Abraham, who Abraham came before Jacob.
Right.
You understand? Read on.
Kind of one kind. And he blessed him.
Go ahead.
And he said, blessed be Abram of the Most High, possessor of heaven and earth.
So he called Abraham the possessor of heaven and earth. That's heavy, y'all.
Right.
That's heavy. You understand? Read on.
Verse 20. And blessed be the Most High, which have delivered thy enemies into thy hand. And he gave him tithes of all.
Tithes of what?
Gave him tithes of all.
Nah, he gave him corn and all that.
And gave him tithes of all.
So listen, let me break that down for you what it means by tithes of all. Abraham went to war. You understand? He went to war. He done fought battles and gained riches in those battles. You understand? Them riches included gold and silver and diamonds and rubies. You understand? He got riches. He got filthy rich. You understand? And guess what he did with that gold and them rubies and them diamonds and all that? Guess what he did with it? Read that last part again.
And gave him tithes of all.
He gave him tithes of all. You understand? Abraham paid tithes. Abraham didn't pay his tithes to no Levite. He paid it to Melchizedek, which means the priesthood predates the Levites. You understand? So, you understand? So when it comes to tithes, so like you understand? The Lord commanded it. You understand? The Lord commanded it. You understand? So like you understand? The Lord commanded that we pay those tithes. You understand? Anybody got any questions about the tithes?
So, sir, if I could, sir, I was just going to say two things. That demon that tells you, it's a demon when it gets on you, when it tells you not to pay your tithes.
Right.
When you get to thinking about your bills and all the money that you got to pay here and there. I remember being a young man coming into the truth. That was a demon that I was battling. You know, thinking that, you know, I don't have to pay tithes. I can pay it some other time. But I started finding it hella weird that all my money just seemed to disappear out of my pocket.
Right.
And that's when I think I got counsel from either it was you or the one, or it was one of the brothers. They told me that's how the Most High does. You know, he's going to get his from you one way or another.
Right.
And then it's so disgusting if you ask where the tithes money going. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, don't ever be that brother who or that sister who asks, where is the tithes money's going?
But they ain't gonna ask John Gray where the tithe money going.
Right.
They just gonna applaud when he pull up with a Lamborghini for his wife, and be like, "Now that's a man of God."
So like it, sure I could.
Go ahead.
It's disgusting though. You think about it, like you being at the church. His wife pulls up on Sunday morning with the Lamborghini truck. Was it green or gray? Is it green Lamborghini? I think I might be wrong. I'm just thinking about his last name.
I can't remember. I thought it was yellow or something.
I think it was yellow. A yellow Lamborghini truck he bought her. I think a $200,000 vehicle.
Right.
And she pulls up to the church, and you can only imagine the black women that are in their church who have black men as their husband, how they begin to belittle their husband. Because
Good night.
Pastor Gray, Child Molester Gray, done bought his wife that vehicle off pimping your whole family.
Your whole family. You understand? Matter of fact, really from pimping your wife, because you too weak to stand up to your wife. So she got to go give her tithes and give all her good loving to the pastor. You understand? And that's facts. You understand? It's a pastor. It's pastors. It's a story. It's an old story now. Like, it ain't nothing new now. Like, even the rappers talk about it in the music now. You understand how the preacher man be the one sleeping with your old lady.
Right.
You understand? Y'all look at us like we just full of hate and just ridiculous and just. You heard that up?
Yeah, I think it's the hand mics in this though. But I can double check if you need me to.
Nah, we let it sit for now. All right, so yeah, that's real heavy what you brought out though. You know what I mean? Like I remember you was telling me about that trading places, trading spaces or whatever it's called.
Like it, sir. If I could go in on that.
Go ahead.
It was a sister and it was a devil.
Right.
And if anybody's familiar with the show Trading Places, it's where they trade wives.
Right.
So you had this devil woman. Her husband was a biker. He was a biker. You know, he worked some type of mechanical job. You know, he did everything. But she allowed him to be in control of everything.
Right.
And so they switched places. And so the devil switched places with a sister who was evil as hell. You can tell she was evil. They had some money, but she was the one that was in control of everything. She was, if I'm not mistaken, she was a singer of some type. She ran everything. The husband stayed at home with the kids. And he did everything. The husband did everything. He got the girls from school. He cooked the food. He was a stay-at-home dad while she went out and worked. I'm talking about, and she was one of them type of sisters. You could tell she was high class and high maintenance.
Right.
And then you begin to ask yourself, where is she getting all this money from?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Somebody is funding her, but it's obviously not her husband. So when they traded places, the sister went to the devil's place.
Mm-hmm.
And so the sister was a vegan.
Right.
They don't eat meat.
Right.
So the devil came in the house. He sees the sister. He was like, I'm in control of everything in this house. He said, we eat meat in this house. He said, I want meat and we going to eat meat. And she was like, oh, we're going to have a problem. And the devil was like, the devil and his son, the little son, the devil's son, was like, mm-hmm. And then it went back to the camera going back on the sister's household where the devil woman had went to, because they had traded places. So the devil woman was in there, she seen dishes in the sink, the first thing she do, she washes the dishes. And all of a sudden, the brother comes in the house with the kids. He's like, hey, how you doing? They speaking to each other. She was like, hey, the devil said, I'm a cook. And he was like, nah, I usually do all the cooking. And she was like, well, you know, I'm gonna cook like meat and beef. He was like, oh, my wife ain't gonna like that. And I was just like, damn.
My wife ain't gonna like that.
No type of testicles up to top testosterone.
Good night. Yeah, man. Listen, man. Pay your tithes, man. You understand? Coming to the UPK, man. If you one of them brothers is weak under your woman, man, coming to the UPK, man. You understand? If you getting ran over by your woman, you understand? You know, if you know you can't get no answers from the Christian, in fact, you think the Christian pastor sleeping with your woman, coming to the UPK, man. You understand? If you in a gang, you understand, and you done went to jail, did time for your gang members, for your brothers. You understand? Them brothers ain't even put $1 on your books, man. Coming to the UPK, y'all.
Damn right.
You understand? Coming to the UPK, man. You understand? If you a sister getting abused by your husband or boyfriend, coming to the UPK, man. Coming to the UPK. I'll guarantee you one thing for sure. Ain't nobody putting their hands on none of the women in the UPK.
Damn right.
Without a priest of the Lord and several other priests of the Lord showing up. You understand? That ain't happening. You understand? And with that, we're gonna get one more scripture out. I want you to go into Proverbs chapter 11 and 4, Baba Kasha. You understand? Pay your tithes, man. You understand? And pay your tithes to the ISUPK. You understand? Because a lot of people don't pay their tithes because they worry about their money. They worry about their bills. Worry about what they got to do with their money. Worry about how they trying to stack their bread, how it's slowing down their progress. You understand? Listen, let's see what the Lord say about that. You understand? Read that scripture when you got it up.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 11, verse 4. Riches profit not in the day of wrath.
You understand? Riches don't profit you in the day of wrath. You understand? The riches, money, no amount of money is going to save you when it's that day. You understand? When it's that time for you to get what you got coming. You understand? Money ain't going to save you from that.
Yeah, I'm right.
You understand? Like, well, how can I put this? What is it? R. Kelly. Guess what? Riches ain't save him in the day of wrath. You understand? They ain't save him. Go ahead.
What's his name? Eddie Long.
Eddie Long.
Slide.
Eddie Long. Riches ain't save him. You understand? Money, you pay. You think you can go on and not pay the Most High his just due, man? The Lord gonna come get it. He gonna get it up out you. You understand? And guess what? All that money that you said, all them bills that you said you had to pay, the Lord gonna make sure you ain't got to pay no bills ever again. You understand? Guess what? His brothers that can tell you right now, there's people doing life in prison right now, ain't paying not one bill. You understand? His brothers dead and gone right now. They ain't paying not one bill. Brothers homeless on the street right now. Brothers and sisters on drugs. What's the new drugs they doing now? Fentanyl.
Ooh,
you heard about that?
It's a lot. So if I could go in on fentanyl.
Go ahead.
I remember back in 2017, 18, when I first found out about fentanyl, it hit the upstate, but it wasn't too bad. But now fentanyl, the hometown that I'm from, they said that place where I'm from and I think Union are the top places in South Carolina that have the highest rates for fentanyl. Because brothers are getting the fentanyl and they're making their own pills. A brother we knew from Greenwood was a big time drug dealer who was in the world. He just got, I want to say, he got 18 years, and another brother that was working with him got 35 years. But they both were manufacturing fentanyl pills.
Good.
They had a press. They were getting the fentanyl. They were mixing it with other drugs like heroin and all type of stuff. So these young brothers and sisters thought they were popping regular pills, but in all actuality were popping fentanyl. And so they had a situation that happened in Greenwood, where I'm from, where a devil died on the fentanyl, and they charged his brother with it. I want to say he's still locked up, but the devil overdosed on it, and it made them start doing the crackdown on it. And now it's got to the point now where people right here in Greenville are starting to sprinkle fentanyl on the weed.
Good night.
So it can be more powerful. And they said the overdose rate for people popping pills is through the roof. They said they haven't had anybody die from the weed yet. That's because whoever's doing it ain't putting a lot. But it's going to happen.
Good night. See, even when I was in the world, I never even liked taking pills. I never liked taking aspirin. You understand? Man, that's a sad story, man. Like, it seemed like every 10 years, it's a new drug out there. Or every 5 years. I remember back in the day, it was all about the crackheads. It was crackheads everywhere. Crackheads Gone. Remember that TV show, Crackheads Gone Wild?
Damn.
You remember that? They used to pay crackheads to fight each other and do all type of crazy stuff on camera, man. You understand? They had Crackheads Gone Wild. But then they had the meth heads. It was the crystal meth that was going hard for some years. Now it's the fentanyl. You understand? It's like, it seems like it's a new drug every couple of years, man. It's just dragging more and more, just destroying generations. You understand? It's destroying generations. And you got some crackheads that was crackheads since the 80s and 90s. They went from being crackheads for the time, then they went to being meth heads for a time, and now they fentanyl heads. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? It's definitely a tragedy that's going on amongst blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, man, when it comes to those drugs. You understand? And but with that, did we have any questions?
Somebody, sir, let me check right now, sir. Sir, no questions, sir.
All right, well, with that, we're going to pass the class over to Precinct Officer Bankara.
ISUPK security announcements. We are the ISUPK, started out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to share themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to his sister. Will get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6 month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment, Numbers 18 through 21. Malachi chapter 3, verse 8 through 10, means tenth in the Hebrew, Ma'asharah. 10% of every penny of any increase the Most High gives you, give to the Treasury Department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering. For priests, not mandatory, whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocations, it'll be the day, it'll be a memorial of blowing the trumpets. It'll be the first day of the 7th month. It'll be Monday, September the 6th, 2021. You can read about this in the book of Leviticus, chapter 23, verse 24 through 25. Remind Akim and Aqua to check the bulletin board in the hallway. If anyone wants to be a troop in the school, just start wearing all black boots, shirt, pants, headband, and scarf. And with that, shalom.